Hi, I'm Kathy Keene, WHBY's Good Neighbor. Today I am at Going to Pieces Quilt Company at 1017 West Northland Avenue in Appleton, and we're doing our next installment of Crafting with Kathy. And today I am going to show you how to make Halloween bags. And this is just a sample of two of the bags that I have made. Very easy to do. If you can sew a straight stitch, you can make these bags. So come and join me and learn how to make these Halloween bags. So today we are going to be making a Halloween bag. And to get started, you can use most any type of Halloween fabric. Use your own judgment. Be very creative when you make these bags. You're going to start off with a piece of fabric that's 6 inches wide by 18 inches long. And then all I did was I folded it in half. And what you're going to do, so that's your first step. Your second step is you're going to need fabric for the face of the pumpkin. And I would recommend something like this orange fabric down here on the bottom, because you're going to put some peel and stick felt on it for the face. So what I did is I cut out a piece that's 5 by 8 inches. And as you can see, it's a little large for the bag. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold it a 1/2 inch on each side, on the bottom and on the top. I did a little bit more on the top, so that it turns out to be about 4.5 inches wide by 5 inches tall. And that is what you're going to place on the front of your bag. The bottom of the bag is the folded part. So this is going to be the part that you put kind of in the center of the bag, closer to the bottom than on the top. And what you can do is you can hand stitch this with dark thread like I did on this one, or you can sew it on like I did this one, and I used a fancy zigzag stitch on this one, and you stitch it to the one side of the fabric. So you're going to stitch all around here, but not across the top. Then when you have that on, you're going to turn your fabric inside out, right sides together, and you're just going to stitch up the sides with a 1/4 inch seam. And then when you have that stitched, you turn it inside out and you have your bag. Oh, before I did that, I also turned this down about 1 inch, and I stitched this, and then I stitched this, so that you have your bag, and then sew up the seams. Once you have that done, you're going to place your little small pocket, or you'll have that on here already, I'm sorry. You're going to take some, this you can find in the craft stores. It's the type of, it's felt, and it's the sticky felt that has the stickiness on the back. So you're going to just draw your faces on the back. You're going to peel this off, and you're going to cut out your eyes and your nose, peel the paper off, and just stick them down. And it will look like this when you're done. It absolutely sticks on here very nicely. And then when you have that all done, you are going to take a piece of 12 gauge aluminum wire, and you can find this in any craft store. It's usually where the beads are, where they do the, where you make your own beaded bracelets and necklaces. And I cut off a piece that is 18 inches long. And what I do is I take a pin and I just kind of wrap it around the pin in 2 different places, like this, just to give it a little curl. And then you're going to make 2 little holes in your fabric, and you're going to stick this in the fabric so that you can see it comes out here. And then I just twisted the ends once it's through, so it doesn't come through the hole. And you have your handle on your bag. And then I have extra little strips of fabric that I cut, and they measure anywhere from a 1/2 inch wide to 8 or 9 inches long. And all you do is, once this is on, you just tie a knot. Just a very simple knot, like that. And you put a couple of them on. You can put on as many as you want. I usually put 3 or 4. And that just gives you a little embellishment on the handle of your bag. And these bags are really cool because you can, I made a bunch of them and gave them to some of my, and as you can see, it just adds a little bit to it. But there's a secret to this bag. This is a survival kit. And what I put in the bag are little, and this is what you will get. You put in the bag a stick of gum to remind you to stick to it, a candle, just a little birthday candle, to remind you to burn brightly. You're also going to put a chocolate kiss in the bag to remind you that you are loved, a match to light your fire when you feel burned out. You can add a Tootsie Roll to remind you not to bite off more than you can chew, a pin to remind you to stay sharp. You're going to add a Smarties candy to help you on those days that you don't feel too smart, a Starburst to give you a boost of energy on those days when you don't have any. You're also going to add one of those little Snickers bars to remind you to take time to laugh, and this bag to help you keep it all together and to give you food for thought. So this is what I put in there, and I usually run it off on colored paper, orange paper, whatever color, and fold it up and stick it in the bag when I give it to somebody. And you can hang this on the door, you can give it to a neighbor, you can give it to a friend, but they make really cute little gift ideas. So I hope you enjoyed this craft. It's called Halloween Bags, and thank you for joining me, Crafting with Kathy. Stay tuned for the next episode.